Good morning, friends. Welcome to Morning Motivation with Dr. K, where my number one goal is to give you a positive perspective. So today I want to talk about dreaming. So have you guys ever watched a movie or saw something on Facebook or listened to a podcast and you were like, oh, they're so lucky. Like they get to do the coolest things. Have you guys ever done that before? I have. I was just listening to Life Coach School with Brooke Castillo, and she was like, hey, good morning, Stephanie. Good morning, Kevin. Good morning, Danny. Good morning, Wendy. And she was like, okay, I'm going to do this retreat in Portugal, and I'm going to do this at the Four Seasons in Vegas. And I was like, oh, lucky. And then I stopped myself and was like, there's nothing that says I can't have that life. So I wonder if you guys are like me, and something that my close friends have to remind me often is that if you don't ask, the answer is always no, right? Good morning, Darren. I'm that person that when you go into a clothing store and they're like, hey, can we help you find something? Even though technically I do need help finding something, I'm always like, no, I'm fine. I'm just looking. And I will waste my time finding it, even though they know exactly where it is. So are you guys like me and you have a hard time asking people for what you want? It's like I'm afraid of hearing no, even though I'm assuming they'll say no before they say it. So what I think is interesting is that anytime I play with that, anytime I'm curious and I wonder if I could do it like this, or I wonder if I could do this. And I actually take the time to ask, even if there's a chance that I could be rejected, or even if there's a chance that they could say no. What's interesting is sometimes, a lot of times when we break through that fear of being told no, really amazing things happen. Honest to God, you guys. So what I would first say, the first step of this is, what are your dreams? What are some things you guys want to do with your life? What are some things that you see other people doing that make you kind of jealous, right? Do other people go on these vacations that you're just oh, must be nice, right? Thanks, Mark. Or do other people own things that you're oh my gosh, I would love to have that Lamborghini. Okay. So if you can't think of any dreams that you want for yourself in your life, that means that you haven't been dreaming enough. And that's not okay. It's not okay to go through life without any dreams, okay? You don't strike me as a person who has an issue with being told no. Oh, I like that, though. I like that. So what's funny, though, is that, for example, I had some negotiations yesterday with my boss, and before I even went into it, I was like, well, I can't ask for that because that's not really what they want to do, and blah, blah, blah. And my boyfriend was like, just ask. Why are you assuming that they're going to tell you no before you even ask? Maybe they will tell you no, but don't say no for them before you even ask. Know your worth, know your value, and go into it realizing that, and just see what you can get, I've never been really great with negotiations. I'm the person that goes on a trip to a foreign country where they have a market, and you're supposed to kind of barter with them and be like, I'll give you $5, and I've always just been how much is it? And they're 20, and I'm sold. I'm that girl. So, but it's a lot more fun when you ask for what you want. It feels kind of like winning the lottery. I remember very distinctly when I was learning this process a couple years ago, and I also used to be a waitress. I was a waitress at Applebee's and then at Outback Steakhouse. And I remember I never wanted to be a problem. I never wanted to inconvenience anybody. And so we'd go to restaurants and I don't really want onions on that or whatever, but I'd just be oh, I'll just pick them off, And I remember my life coach working with me on asking for what I want. And I went to a restaurant and I asked for it exactly how I wanted it, and it came out exactly how I wanted it. And I told her, I said, I kind of feel like I won the lottery. It's a simple thing, but it can really make a difference. So I would ask you guys first, what are your dreams? What are some things you want out of your life, out of your days? And I would say one thing that I've tried to do is to take out the word impossible, or maybe put it in there. Maybe ask yourself, what are your impossible dreams? What are things you want that could never happen? Because then you don't have your ego tripping you out and being well, that would be nice, maybe just make a list of the things that, like, if you could have anything you want in life, what would you have? And it doesn't have to be things. It can be like more free time, or I would like to sleep in till 9, whatever your thing is, right? And then second, once you know your dreams, I want you to ask yourself, why not me? Why not now? What do I have to do to make this happen? Is some of these things just a matter of me asking for it? Like, hey, could I be off every Friday? Right? Does it sound crazy? Maybe, but if you've never asked, you don't know if it's crazy. Hey, Craig. Hey, Ron. You want a Ferrari, Darren? Let's see. You never know. I bid a project the other day trying to outbid it, and I got it. Probably still lost money, but I'll ask for more next time. Right. Hey, Tandy. Hey, Diana. Hey, Rebecca. So again, today's morning motivation is I want you guys to find some time today with a piece of paper and a pen, and I want you to write down at least 5 things that you would want in life. If you could have anything you want, like think about those movies, like those, I can't even think of what they are, but like those movies where like the kids like get all think about, what's that one with Macaulay Culkin? Home Alone, where he's in, is it Chicago or is it New York? Something like that. And he has his dad's credit card. And he is in the hotel, like the Four Seasons, and he is ordering ice cream, and he goes to the toy store and buys whatever he wants. And like, think like that. Think like, if I could have anything that I want, what would that look like? Mark says, want my son and grandkids to be happy. Okay, so what can you do to be a part of that? What can you do to help them accomplish that? How can that be a part of your life? What can you offer them? Do you want to leave an awesome inheritance for them? Do you want to open up your schedule so you have more time to spend with them? Good morning, Eddie. Good morning, Rob. So, okay, guys, the first part is get a piece of paper and write down at least 5 things that if life was like a dream, what would it look like? What are 5 things that would look like your dream life? And then I want you to ask yourself, what is standing in the way of me having those things? And if any of them are simply to ask someone permission, you might find that the response isn't what you were expecting. Sometimes just pushing ourselves out of our comfort zone to ask for things that we want can have magical consequences. I'm promising you. I've done it myself. I'm like, whoa, what? Like, I've been like, so, can I have this? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, oh, cool. Why didn't I ask for that a long time ago? Darren, in the last year, I have learned the best reward is seeing others succeed and helping them. I love that. So find more ways to do that. If that's the best reward, then go for it. Keep doing what you're doing, or being a part of that success, maybe a better way to put it. Okay, so think about that in practical terms. Think about the things that you're good at, and think about how you can offer that to other people in more tangible and practical ways. Think about how, instead of it being something that every once in a while you can help somebody out, like if the circumstance creates itself, think about it like, how can I set myself up every day in a situation? How can I put myself out there that the people that are looking for me to help them will know that I'm available for that? That's something that I'm working on with my life coaching. Like, how do I know, like, I have all these things to offer. I'm a life coach, right? But I don't always promote myself as such. And if I don't, then how will people that are looking for me find me? So Darren, if somebody was looking for you to help them, how would they find you? How would they know that you're available to help them? If that's something that gives you the biggest reward, be available for that, market that, put it out there, you know? But I just challenge you guys that life is a lot more like a dream than we think it is. We just have to be available for it, and we have to ask for it, and we have to make it happen, right? Mark says, looking for a doctor to cook for. Hey, I'm available for that. My nanny cooks for me when she's at my house. Right now, my ex has the kids every other week, but when my nanny is at my house, she cooks every day, and she's from Mexico, and she makes the best food. And then my friend Colton cooks sometimes, and he is an amazing cook. So I've got some people, but hey, I'm always available for some good food. Except Brooke Castillo says that you should make your food boring and your life interesting. Maybe we can talk more about that later. Darren, I have had the opportunity to meet people all over the world. Yeah, absolutely, Darren. That's what I'm talking about. Like, be available for that. Okay, friends. Do you have your dream list? Work on that today. 5 dreams, and how can you make them happen? If some of them are as easy as asking, what are you waiting for? Don't tell yourself no before you even ask, right? Hello, Ashish. All right, friends, you've got your homework for today. All right, life is a dream, guys. I'm telling you, you just got to make it happen. I hope you guys have a fabulous Tuesday. Thank you for joining me for Morning Motivation. Love you guys. Bye.